All right, and welcome to the Ramsey Smith Isn't Funny podcast. What's up, motherfuckers? We back at it again. Say it with me, guys. When are we on? That's right. Say it with me, everybody. Every fucking Tuesday. That is when starting from this one. You hear me? Starting from this one, it's going to be every single Tuesday. Because I said so. Starting from now. When? Now. Right? When? Now. All right, it started. This is it. Every Tuesday, I promise, pinky promise this time, I'm going to find the time. I don't care if the time is up there or if it's in my ass. I'm gonna dig it out. I'm gonna go elbow deep, and I'm gonna get the time, and I'm gonna talk about the podcast. So let's get into it. What's been happening with me? Fringe show coming up. Buy your tickets now. You can find it on my Instagram, which is the name of this podcast. Is Ramsey Smith Isn't Funny. When you think about it, my Instagram is an Instagram for the podcast. Well, it's not actually for me. It's not my Instagram. It's my podcast Instagram. And my podcast Instagram seems to be really concerned with me. But the podcast is not really my podcast. Obviously, there's a big, there's the board, there's the owner, there's the overall owner, and then there's the CEO and the CFO, and they kind of have most of the decision making. And then obviously there's the board, which is there for more oversight. The board, you can find ways around the board, but you gotta, it's not, you gotta be creative with it. Yeah. I've just got into Succession. I've just got into it. I think it's over. I think the series ended like earlier this year, and no one's bitched about the ending, at least not too publicly. So I'll watch the thing. I'm not watching shows where people complain about the ending anymore. All these must-see shows that are like, obviously it's fun because you get to, if you watch it as it's sort of coming out, you get to discuss it with people who are also into it and have your own little theories and kind of actively participate in the discourse. But fuck all that, because if you wait until it's over, you can then wait a couple months after it finishes and see if everybody hates it. Not even a month, like Game of Thrones. Not watching it. Because I've been hearing, people have been telling me to, gotta watch this since I was like 16. They're like, hey, Game of Thrones, man. Like, a lot of people told me to watch Game of Thrones, so now I won't. Because people tell me I must see it. Alright, fuck that. I don't want to be told, I don't have to do anything. Okay? You fucking bitch. Like, oh man, when they point, they're like, they got a room. I fucking hate this. There's like a group full of people, and they go, but you have to watch this. It's like, you don't fucking know me. What the fuck? You think you know anything about me? Shut the fuck. You don't know me, man. Alright? I don't know me. You think just because you see this outside persona I put on, you know what art, what fucking, content I'm going to enjoy? I'm a fucking mystery, man. I'm just at home fucking binge watching season 4 of Better Homes and Gardens. That's the only thing I like. Try to watch fucking Succession. Try to watch Breaking Bad. Don't like it. I only like season 4 of Better Homes and Gardens on repeat. That's the only media I enjoy. And I understand you wouldn't know that from how I behave, from my outward persona, but that's because you don't know me. You don't understand what's happening in here. I'm holding my heart. But actually, look, that's, like, you have to. I don't have to, okay? Fucking don't tell me what to do. But Game of Thrones, right? Been hearing since, I was 16. Hey, you got to watch Game of Thrones. Even before that, when I was like, when the fuck did Game of Thrones get really big? I feel like I remember watching, like the nude scenes from Game of Thrones when I was, like, fucking 12. So that's been fucking going forever, right? People are like, oh man, you got to watch it. You got to watch it. And then what are all these people that were watching it doing when the last season comes out? They're like, oh, this sucks. What the fuck? The whole last season is bullshit. The ending, fuck that shit. And like, well, guess what? Guess what? I didn't watch it. Right? You're mad right now. You're mad because it didn't pay off the right way. But guess what? I didn't even fucking watch it. And I'm not emotionally invested. I didn't waste all my time just for, I don't know what happens in Game of Thrones. The wrong person's on the throne. I saw Aaron Rodgers did an interview about that. It's crazy. Aaron Rodgers is still an active NFL quarterback. Which is it shows you how important a quarterback is. Let's get down to this, guys. How important is a quarterback? It's almost the only position that matters. Which, is that good for a sport? Right? Maybe it is. I don't know. But it's the only, if you have like a if you have a B plus quarterback, you will never win a Super Bowl. And I'm going to say that as someone who's barely watched NFL the past 1, 2, 3 seasons. But I did win my NFL fantasy league, so you can fucking suck my dick. But no, like seriously, like I want to have a look here at all of the quarterbacks in the last 1 million fucking years now, like 10 years, 20 years now. None of them have been not even good. Just like none of them have been like an okay quarterback. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, they got an okay quarterback. They got a great defense. I guess Nick Foles. But hey, I'm not going to, be disproven just because I was. Right? Past Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. QB winners. Because that's what it's all about. I'm going to go. And at the time, I think that, we gone up to Bart Starr. We went to the wrong one. Free $60 in member Super Bowl. Hey, I could go for $60. Okay, let's go. Patrick Mahomes. This is weird. Super Bowl 56. Matthew Stafford brackets Cooper Kupp. I guess he threw one forward pass, Is that what happened? Oh, no, this is the Super Bowl MVP. I think in brackets. I thought maybe because I assume Cooper Kupp can throw them, and then we got Julian. But then in Super Bowl 50, it's like Peyton Manning brackets Von Miller. I don't think Von Miller is throwing any passes, but let's have a look here. Okay. Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. Is he a B plus? Is he an A plus quarterback? I don't know. Nick Foles, the GOAT. Right? Fucking Peyton Manning. At the time, he was like in a wheelchair, wasn't he? So, okay. So I've been immediately disproved. It kind of is. If you have like a B minus quarterback and an A plus everything else, like good luck in the wild card round, buddy. You dumbass. But what am I even talking about? There was a train of thought here, wasn't there? Quarterbacks. Oh, movies. Because Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers he's like doing Rogan. That's weird. And look, I'm a Packers guy. I love Aaron Rodgers. Best thrower of the football ever. That man could fucking... these wrists. He must be like any good quarterback would have to give the best hand jobs. Because all about the wrist is like precision, but it's also like power. Like, I reckon fucking... I reckon, what's his name? Patrick Mahomes could probably make you come with one jerk. I think without a doubt. Right? Off the back foot as well. Peyton Manning, fucking Aaron Rodgers, off, back foot, man in his face, boom, one flick of the wrist. You are coming all the way down to fucking Richard Rodgers in the end zone is getting a cum shot in his face. That's how That's how good these guys' wrists are. It's an elite level wrist. Don't you see? It's an elite level wrist. Fucking, you got to imagine he just fucking, you know what I mean? Just off the pinky. Oh, you came. Oh, whoops. Oh, splat. You did a cum. But yeah, elite level hand jobs, those guys. It's really a good thing to see. Skip Bayless is getting told to fuck off. That's fine, right? Just fucking made the whole fucking sports talk show genre a fucking parody of itself, right? It's all scripted. That's what you realize. I used to watch Undisputed a lot back in its heyday, back in like 2017 or whatever. Shay Sharp and Skip Bayless, and there's a couple of things you notice. First of all, every fucking segment is the Cowboys and LeBron. It's one of those two, if not the most. It's like, hey, Dak Prescott rolled his ankle in training camp. How will this affect LeBron's legacy? Let's bow it out. And obviously, any question that comes up, they have to disagree, because or else there isn't a show. Because they don't know how to do. Because I'm sure Shannon Sharp could do like interesting like football breakdown, but that's not what that show's for. It's for Skip Bayless to yell at a black man. Okay. But it's for people to argue, and they do. But it's like, when they're fucking, and that's all I think Skip Bayless is. Skip Bayless goes like, hey, I'm going to yell, and I'll agree with whatever you need me to right now. Right? Like, there were times where he was, like, he hadn't figured out his stance on Aaron Rodgers yet. So he's like, Aaron Rodgers is, it's like, he's carrying, Mike. He's like, Mike McCarthy sucks. He was carried by Aaron Rodgers, but also Aaron Rodgers isn't that good. He's no Tom, and he ain't no Tom, but he's our Aaron Rodgers. And he doesn't have to get vaccinated if he doesn't want. Who cares about that anymore, man? Fucking boy, oh boy. I think the worst thing about the vaccines is realizing that all these guys were right. Because before the vaccine, I was a normal, straight up normal guy. But now, gay. Can you believe it? Just in the vaccine, boom. Now I'm I got a sham of a marriage, got my beard. Just fucking vibing, man. But hey, enough about sports. You guys aren't here for the sports talk. You guys want to know what's going on with me. But yeah, we were talking about sports for some reason. We were talking about Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he's injured all the time. No, that's not it. Aaron Rodgers is still a quarterback. Oh, can you guys remember what I've lost it. I've lost the train of thought. Let's take it back. Here we go. Putting that train in reverse. Beep, beep. Trains don't go in reverse. Most of them can just drive the other way. Because what? The train's going to do a fucking U-turn on the tracks? Nope. It just turns. It just can drive from both ways, I assume. Probably not, actually. Because they do. In Thomas the Tank Engine, they had those circular things when they get to the... when they get back home, they get to the port. Which side is the face on, I guess? In Thomas the Tank Engine, it's on the front. The back is just coal. But I assume if it's one of those like railway ones, you just can hitch it up. So you have probably one at the front that can drive both ways. And then... Look, man, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But Aaron, we weren't talking about sports. We were talking about Super Bowls. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's on Rogan. It wasn't about Rogan. Oh, jeez. I'll just tell you what's been going on with me. No, I've been working. I've been working hard. I've been working real hard. I've been working so hard. I don't know. I've just been in the minutia of it, right? Like, I've had this job, and like I've had jobs before, but they're all like, like casual. Like casual. Like, someone asked me what I do, and I'm like, well, I do this, this, and this. And, sometimes I'll do this a lot, and sometimes I won't do that at all. And then I'll be at a cafe, and then I'll fucking be dressing up as Batman and spanking a kid, and then I'll be, selling crack to only to whites. I was a good drug dealer. I only sold crack to white. That's the one business where if you exclude selling to black people, it's actually a woke, it's a socially conscious thing to do. Is being someone who sells crack. Like if you would like, I'll sell crack to a white guy, but I don't want to hurt black communities. That's woke, you know. Like, hey, you're not welcome here at this crack establishment. You gotta get your crack from the diner down the road, boy. But yeah, no, but seriously, Shannon Sharp. No, but fucking, what are we talking about? Me, but I've been working. We're working the 5-day grind. And by 5, I mean 7, because I need money. But 5 at a regular job, and then the weekend job is just me having a good time. You know, making coffee, getting yelled at by Greeks. But the thing is like, I understand, like, I feel like before I got this job, because when you're doing a bunch of casual jobs, you have more free time. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sure, look, you'll work 10 days in a row, but then you'll have a whole week where you're like, I've got a 2-hour job on Thursday, and that's it. And those weeks are good for remembering that you're depressed. But the thing is, like, I remember before I even got a job, I always felt a lot at those, those movies that talk about how much jobs suck, like Fight Club. You know, Fight Club is like, man, I got a stable job and I have an apartment and I hate myself. But yeah, this guy does. I always felt, I didn't relate, but I felt, I guess I related in a way. I related to the feeling. I understood the feeling, I guess. Maybe not relate. Well, I guess so. I was going to school and I was just doing bullshit I didn't care about. I had no goals. I had no academic goals yet. I still had to, my one thing I really did was go to school. So I could relate, but someone's talking about the job and it's the same shit, and they go to their fucking, their managers talking at them, and they don't care about their job. That's the hard thing. Is when you don't care, or is when you've been going at it. When you see, like, because obviously there's a lot of jobs people do care about and they want to do. It's hard to get those jobs right away. So you got to take a small job under it, and you're working up, and the daily grind, and middle managers yelling at you, and Susie's doing a talk in front of everyone about what's allowed in the fridge, and the work fridge, and the proper way to label stuff, and appropriate footwear, and it's casual Friday, but not too casual, guys. Come on, this is still a business. This is still a place of business, and eventually everything, all the days blend into one, and either you live alone and you live with housemates, or you have a spouse who you just have because I guess that's what you were meant to do at 30. You turn 30 and life is just grey. And then I'd always look at that, and sometimes they'd say this in the films, but I'd look at that and I'd say, and you'd hear it, and they'd be like, there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more to life than this. But now I'm working. I'm like, fuck more. There's got to be something to life. More. There's nothing. I'd love if there could be more, because more implies the existence. I wish there was something to life. I wish there was a single tangible thing about life, and I pretend I have that because of my art. Right, because I do comedy, and I do a podcast that I say I'm going to put work into, and this is a vessel. This podcast is a vessel into my soul, and I have a wife I love and a dog that I tolerate, and all this stuff. I'm still empty. Like there's still nothing to grab onto. Right? Like, I'll die one day. Everyone's going to die one day, and they're just going to waste away and just be nothing. And then in the end, it's like, what did that matter? right? What the fuck what did that thing you just did? Life. Done. What did it matter at all? What's the output? Maybe you have kids, they die. Eventually eventually everyone dies, and then you're like, okay, cool. I guess I wish there was something to this. Right? Like, I don't. Look, a lot of people pretend like we were meant to be foraging in the woods. You hear that a lot, where they're like, oh man, we've been forced to live this corporate, 40-hour work week, 9 to 5. We get 2 days to ourselves, and what do? We're trapped inside. We're alone. We're watching, TV that's been made by by corporations, by we're just being content's being created for us, so we just continue showing up at the job, and we continue buying the clothes and the new tech and the video games, and we keep on watching sports and all of that, but I guess in the end it's like it doesn't matter, right? Like, even if we like people say that's we've been trapped. We're meant to be outside. I've completely forgot what I was talking about there. But no, people say that we're meant to be outside in the wilderness and eating berries, and we're meant to be living in a hut, and we live in a community, and we talk to, we forage for berries, and then we tell our stories we have big fires where we roast up, and we endure life together, and people pretend like that would make it happy. But here's the thing. Our brains have evolved past any need to exist. Right? Our lives, our brains have evolved past the capacity for us to believe we have meaningful existences. Because nothing does. Nothing believes it has a meaningful existence. Humans are the only ones who can even fucking ask the question. Every other animal on Earth is just like, boom, I exist. I can't die because here's the thing. If anything is okay with dying, it dies, and it doesn't reproduce, right? So from the start of fucking of the idea of a being, the desire to live has just inherently existed. Because that happened. Like, when the first fucking fish walked on land, there were like 100 fish, and fucking 50 of them were like, man, well, fuck, what? Oh, I don't know, I'll just die. And then they did. But then there are other ones that were like, fuck, I should live. And those ones fucked, and then they, and they started, and then their kids, a certain percentage of them were like, fuck, I really should live. And a couple of them were like, there's still a spectrum, and they were like, man, I guess I should exist, or I could die. And then those ones died, and then all of a sudden, compound that by millions, billions of years, and here we are, and we're like, I can't die. But those cunts didn't have to think about whether existence mattered, because they couldn't think. They weren't even aware that they existed, right? They were just aware. They were just fucking crawling around with their fucking fish legs, being like, oh, fuck, that's new, like colors and just beams, and I got to eat the thing that smells good. And so the existence is nothing. It has no meaning. And I understand this is gay as fuck. I understand. I know I sound, this is 14-year-old Ramsey. No, 14-year-old Ramsey would have been more cynical, but less enlightened. Because, no, I would have thought I was God at 14, I think. I would have been like, hey, I got it all figured out, but I don't. I'm just trying to say, I'm just grappling with this, right? Because you just continue. It's like, even if we were naked foraging in the woods, you don't think you'd lie down and be like, oh, is this all it is? There's got to be more to life than this. You know? You'd have a campfire and you'd be sitting there being like, man, we're fucking satellites. You know, imagine if we did satellites and fucking skyscrapers and planes, and I wanna fly to the other side of the world and piss in a weird toilet in India. And wherever you're at, you think the other side's better. That's the condition of humanity. Because at the end of the day, what matters? It's not going to amount to anything. So you may as well not be happy. Why? You know? Next time, it'll cheer you up next time you're unhappy. You won't become happy, but you'll be cheered up in your unhappiness. Next time you're unhappy, just go, this doesn't matter. None of this. Who cares? I'm unhappy. I'll still be unhappy, but in the long run, there's nothing that doesn't matter. So that's what I've been thinking. But no, things have been going good. I got the Fringe show coming up. Come and see that. Me and Kianush, man, crushes. Yes, I really got to start promoting like properly. Like, obviously, me shouting it out on this podcast. Who cares? What do you guys? You guys have all already bought tickets. Mum and Dad, I've seen it. I know you've already bought them. So that's it. But man, life's just, you know, sometimes life's a bitch and then you die. Sometimes life's a bitch and you keep on living. I've been getting into hip hop recently. I think I'm going to start rapping. I think the reason I didn't rap is because I thought it would be bad, and I started doing comedy, and I'm like, so it doesn't matter. I'm getting better at comedy. Still come and see the Fringe show. I don't want to poo-poo myself after telling you to come. I'm getting better at comedy. Right? I am, like, okay. I am like I think I'm at the point where you can be like, hey, that Ramsey's a comedian. Right? 2 years, 6 months in, I think at the point where you're like, I guess he's a comedian. Yeah, sure, fuck it. So, you know, I'm that, which is good. Holy shit. We've been talking for ages. We're just us and you back and forth, man. You know, who am I talking to? You, soldier boy up in this hoe. Watch me crank and watch me roll. I remember in year 6, my year 6 teacher organized like all the boys for some, I think was it a Discord? It was like a talent show organized for everyone. Organized for this dance to that Soldier Boy song. Right, you know. And like we were kids. I was in year 6. I didn't hear the song, but they organized all these boys to do a dance, the Soldier Boy song, and I was not asked. Yeah. I wasn't asked to do that. And I'm not going to say it affected me a lot, but I think I would have liked to do it. I think I needed friends back then. I think I didn't. I would have been the same cunt I am now. I would have been, dancing, this sucks, and I can't move. I can't dance. That's one thing I'll never be able to master. That's for sure. I got 2 left feet. 2 left feet. Man. Well, I assume no one's listening at this point, so. Look, I am happy. I want to put that out there. I am feeling good. But I think the pursuit of deeper meaning is what is what I need. I think a lot of my problems stemmed from the fact that, like, I don't know, you couldn't really discuss deeper meaning at home. I think, like, you could, but you couldn't hand on about it, right? Because I remember I'd tell Mum, I'd be like, as a kid, like, hey, life has no meaning. You just fucking die. It amounts to nothing. And she'd be like, no, of course there is. You make people happy, isn't that right? But that's not that's bullshit. The idea that because people always say that, like, life has no meaning. And it's like, well, yeah, no, it doesn't. But it's like, yes, it does. you can spread joy to the world. Like that isn't meaning. That's something you can do, in place of meaning. But I think in the end, I don't think I grew up well for my own mental health. I think a lot of things just kind of festered inside of me, and I think if I told people about that, I felt like I'd get in trouble, maybe. I think I'm very conflict averse, so oftentimes, things that were just conflict seemed like I was getting in trouble. When you're a kid, of course, you care about getting in trouble, but I think I need to argue more. Right, I think I need to, because I still can't really handle conflict too much. I avoid it. I'm not saying I'm a people pleaser, I'm a people leaver. Right, when people getting mad or whatever, I'm like, cool, I'm not involved in this right now. Right? Like, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about anything. That's kind of my defense mechanism to avoid conflict, is to be able to drop caring about anything immediately. And I don't think it's like I pretend not to care. I just don't. Okay, cool, I don't care. You want to get mad? Right, I'm working and you want to get mad that I'm trying to do a thing for my job. I don't care about the job. I don't care about you. I don't care about the thing. So there we are. You can't argue with me because I don't care. I'm not even taking a stance. I'm just going, cool, whatever. And I think that's good. I think conflict's important. What should because arguing always sucks. Because whenever you get in an argument, you're always thinking about what you could have said later. That's almost why I don't want to argue. Because anytime I get in a confrontation, it's not the confrontation. I'm terrified of the confrontation in real life. But the thing that will fester it. But I'm scared of how the confrontation festers in me later. Right? Because I know that if I have a disagreement with someone, it's going to just follow me around for the next 2 days. I'm going to be like, this fucking guy, and I should have said this, and he's an idiot, They're an idiot. If only they weren't an idiot, they could see that I'm correct. And if only they could shut the fuck up and I could explain to them that I'm actually correct. But we can't do that. All right, well, I wonder where we were going after I stopped talking about the Aaron Rodgers thing. That's really puzzling me, because I know it wasn't about Aaron Rodgers. It wasn't about sports. It was about something else. But I can't remember. Something we're talking about Super Bowls. All right, well, surely that's been 30. Okay, that's been 30-something minutes. All right, see you guys. I'll see you next Tuesday. I promise. Absolutely next Tuesday. No doubt you will hear another podcast. It'll be just as good as this one. Goodbye. Fringe Show. Get tickets to the Fringe Show. Follow my Instagram. Ramsey Smith Isn't Funny.